There are bots on EA's trailer. That much is sincere.
But mistakes were made, so let's make it clear.
With Twitter and YouTube plus an insider's say,
we'll prove EA's bots aren't just hearsay.
Before we get into today's video, please make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons because YouTube seems to hate our channel.
So offer up your subscriptions to break the algorithm curse.
And now, on to the video.
Take it away, darling.
I have to actually start this off with an apology. A lot of people pointed out on the video where I did EA bots that the bots that I were finding on YouTube were actually quite common and were a certain kind of bots, and I will explain that. However, I want to make something very, very clear. We're very, very close to 10K, and I got excited when I had this piece of insider information, and when I found something that corroborated it, I decided to go with it. I probably should have taken more time to research it, and you know what? I'm only human. I didn't. It was a mistake, but that's why we're here today to talk about it. So if you'll see on the right, we have all these comments that are from the YouTube trailer, and on the left are a bunch on Twitter. Now, I want to mention that I still believe that I am correct. However, there needs to be some clarification. First off, as you can see on the right, those comments, what are they? They're very weird. They're like different names. Well, they're what's called a reverse brute, which means that somebody is trying to spam a bunch of different names into the comments in the hopes that some of them won't come through. Because usually people who own channels, what they will do is they will put their full name or whatever into the banned words list. So if someone spans a bunch of common names and one doesn't go through, it gives them part of the name. And it's something that hackers can use to steal your information. And it is quite common apparently on YouTube. However, that's not mean it's not algorithmic manipulation, because I believe it still is. And I'll tell you why. Because if you were going to manipulate things in the algorithm, would you not want to use something that you could have plausible deniability with, where you could go, that's not us. See, it's a common thing.
I would assume so.
Yeah, that would make sense. But maybe you're not convinced. Fine. Ask yourself this. These were on only two trailers on the EA channel, and both of them happened to be trailers that were involved in controversy. Why would somebody run a reverse brute on the EA account?
A good question. Please tell us.
Well, think about it. There's no name to find, is there?
I don't believe so.
I can tell you with certainty there's a bunch of people who run the EA account on YouTube. So I don't think they probably have all the names of their staff or whatever in their banned words list. But let's imagine, let's just play devil's advocate here. Let's say maybe it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Explain why it's only on those trailers.
Because I know you did look at all of the other videos and you only found it on those two.
Yes. And if you'll look on the left, you'll look at these. And these are very interesting. You'll see a lot of them are in response to EA or EA Sports. And they say things like, her presence alone can make the room feel warmer. Confidence as steadfast as the northern star. Confidence as unshakable as bedrock. Explain to me what the purpose of those are.
Sounds to me like someone is trying to take Shakespeare's sonnets and use them as something.
Look at the names, though, honey. The names are male names with female pictures.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
These have also showed up on YouTube comments. Now, what is this? It is clearly botting, and alone, this would be enough to raise an eyebrow or two, but keep in mind, in the past, we've also found more sophisticated ones that were clearly botting for certain games. The best example was Tales of Kenzara Zhao. Surge in the Studios was definitely not involved. I want to make that very clear, okay? Because it was on an EA post. And the EA insider that I spoke with specifically approached EA and asked them about this, and their response was, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, not at all a suspicious response.
So combined with all this, is it crazy to think that they would be using these bots to boost themselves in the algorithm? No. However, what I should have clarified is the bots on the YouTube videos were definitely what are used for a reverse brute. Keep in mind, this is not on a creator's channel. This is on the actual EA channel. So explain to me what they're trying to find here. And again, If you're using, why not use more sophisticated bots? They probably cost more. But if you simply just want to make it look like more people care about your games than actually do, in a way that boosts you in the algorithm, right? But doesn't point the finger at you, would you not want to use bots that you could just go, well, these are just brute bots. These are just whatever bots. It would make a lot of sense. I made a mistake and I should have clarified that a little better in the video. That's why I'm making this one. However, that does not mean they're out of hot water here. This still looks very suspicious. And the fact that you can't describe to me why this is happening is the biggest thing. All of this, by the way, guys, if you'll look at the dates on some of these, we're not talking about a year ago. We're talking about the 15th of January of this year. These comments were posted. So they're currently happening on Twitter. So again, this is suspicious, and combined with the insider information, I am very much able to say, in my opinion, this is evidence of EA botting. And I will link this video in the comments of the first, because I'm not perfect. I should have looked at better. I rushed, and that's fine. However, that does not give EA a get out of jail free card. This is still clearly something that is going on here, and it deserves more attention, and EA's got a lot to answer for. Whether it's this or the ones that I found before that were actually promoting games, it really makes you wonder how many people who are commenting on EA's stuff are actually real.
That is a good question.
Share with your crew, escape life's hell. From spooky memes to advice obscure, here's your dark solace of humor as a cure.